So welcome. My name is Sarah McLean, and today I was assigned a topic by the Momentum founder, Moments of Mass Mindfulness founder, Sue Cooper. She said, today let's talk about confidence. And when someone gives me an assignment like that, I have to look at it in the light of my own experience. What makes someone confident? How can you become more confident? Is it something you can inherit? Is it something meditation can help you with? What is it? And are you confident? And would you like to be more confident? If you had checked in with me, 30 years ago, I would say I am not confident. I signed up for a master's degree program at the Harvard Extension when I was living in Massachusetts. And when I found out I had to speak in public and offer my thesis, I dropped out because I was afraid of being seen and heard. I was afraid of someone finding out that I did not know what I was doing. Occasionally that voice comes back, but I'm sure some of you have that experience where if they really knew me, they'd know I don't know what I'm doing, or I can't do it, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy. And these, as Susie often calls them, these petty tyrants, these voices, these self-limiting beliefs can really stop us in our tracks, like it stopped me from getting my master's degree, although I went on to get this master's degree of life as I became a meditation teacher and immersed myself in the various practices of meditation. But what is confidence? And if you look it up, it's really about having trust. As you're sitting here, maybe you have trust in the chair or the sofa you're sitting on. Maybe you have trust that your heart's going to keep beating and that the world is going to keep spinning. But maybe self-confidence is a little less accessible to you. Maybe you're not sure you're comfortable in your own skin, or maybe there's some times that you've stopped going for your dream because you are unsure. So how can we develop more confidence or self-confidence? And how can meditation and mindfulness help? Well, that was my assignment. And I can tell you that I wrote a book, and this is an old version of it because it's coming out again. It's called Soul Centered. And I wrote this book because what I recognized is when I outsource my sense of confidence to other people, depending on how they see me or what they like about me or how they view me or whether they think I'm worthy, when I do that, and when you do that, it's a very unstable way to live. When you're outsourcing your sense of self and your sense of trust in yourself, it's very unstable. And this is where mindfulness really comes in and meditation really comes in, is to become much more aware of how you find confidence, how maybe it's taken away from you by your own interior dialogue, and then how to develop it. So, is confidence inherited? The answer is no. The answer is no. So everybody's given the same sort of potential to be confident. You're given the same potential as I am to be confident. And I can tell you I wasn't confident for many, many years. And so how did I get to the point where now I can sit here and teach without giving in or giving way to some of those voices? I'm not lovable, I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, I don't know what I'm doing, they'll find out, all of that. So here's one thing. When we become mindful, and I know many of you have been on this journey with us for almost a year, when you become more mindful, you can meet these interior messengers, right? Or you can meet your own mind and your own self-limiting beliefs, and you can befriend them or you can inquire into them. So today, what I'd like to do is talk to you just briefly about the three kinds of business that really helped me figure out how to be more confident. And then secondly, I want to take us into a meditation so that we can find some personal affirmations by looking deeply at our limiting beliefs. So first, I studied with a woman named Byron Katie. Some of you know her. She has a school for the work of Byron Katie. And not only did I study with her, I became the director of her schools. And I traveled around Europe and the United States and sat right up front. I wrote all the curriculum for her. Well, I helped her write the curriculum. And we would talk about various ways to tame those beliefs that we had that were causing us the suffering, causing us to stop going for what we believe. And the first thing she said that really struck home with me is that there are three kinds of business. There's your business, what you choose to eat, what you choose to do, who you choose to vote for, whether you choose to meditate or not, what your religion is, whether you decide you're going to inquire into your self-limiting beliefs. And what you think of me, that's your business, right? What you think of others, that's your business. What you think of yourself, that's your business. Then there's my business, what I eat, who I vote for, whether I meditate or not, my religious beliefs, what I think of you, what I think of other people, that's my business. And then if you believe in God or somebody or something that's orchestrating this whole universal unfoldment, there's God's business. Is it going to rain here? Am I going to get COVID? Am I going to be sick? Am I going to live a long life? Am I going to have a child? Am I going to be bestowed with a lot of blessings? That may not be your business. That may be that universal intelligence business. So the trick, and this was really an important lesson for me, is to spend time in my own business, to be in my own business. So what you think about me, even though I want you to like me, is your business. What I think about you, even though you may want me to like you, it's my business. How I behave is my business. How you behave is your business. So remembering that has really served me in many, many ways, because it helped me from outsourcing my reliance on your approval or anyone's. And so I wanted to give you that because when I was thinking about confidence, that was one of the keys. Now think of someone who is confident. And actually what we can do is we can imagine, if you want to close your eyes, I invite you to do that. This will just be a quick inquiry. So imagine someone in your mind's eye, or bring them into your awareness, that you believe is confident, who exudes confidence. See them doing what they're doing. What is it that gives them this power to show up as they are? What about them is like you? And what do they have that you believe you don't have? What would it take for you to be more confident? What quality might it take for you to be more confident? Now I invite you to open your eyes. And if you have a moment, feel you can do this. There's probably one or two words that come to mind regarding what you believe they have that you don't, or what you think you need to be more confident. So I invite you to put that in the chat, and we're going to get started with the meditation. When I did this inquiry yesterday, what I recognized is what people have who are confident is a sense of freedom. Freedom to be themselves, freedom to trust themselves, freedom to tune into their own desires, freedom to say yes when they mean it and no when they mean it. Freedom to be fully who they are. And that freedom comes from, in my experience, meditation and unhooking ourselves from those beliefs that hold us back, that contract. Sometimes we talk about expansion, how you feel after meditation, and then that contraction when stress arises and the stressful thoughts. So we'll start with mindfulness. Some of you have been doing this with me for a while. We'll start with mindfulness, and then we'll go into a self-inquiry and then affirmation practice. As always, you can keep your eyes closed, or if there gets to be a point in this practice that gets to be difficult, I invite you to tune into something that's really stable for you, whether it's your breath or your body, or simply open your eyes and look around your room. Now, it's important to recognize your mind might wander and to come back again and again to the practice, if you care to, and to be kind to yourself through this entire practice. We'll be meditating for about 20 minutes, and I will be keeping track of the time. So how should you sit? Comfortably. Closing your eyes if you like, or gazing softly towards your hands or down towards the floor. And get comfortable where you are right now. Maybe you give yourself some deeper breaths. In and out slowly through your nose. Letting your whole body settle into this moment. Inviting kindness. Inviting curiosity. Inviting your open heart and mind. As you let your breath return to its natural rhythm and depth. Let's begin by practicing welcoming everything. Welcoming the sounds in your environment. Welcoming the emotions that might be present. Welcoming the body sensations. Whether you notice the way you're supported by the floor underneath you or the seat underneath you, by the environment you're sitting in. Welcoming all sensations, the coolness and the warmth, the lightness and the heaviness, the stillness and the movement. And tuning into the breath. Noticing the gentle inhale and the sensations that go along with it as the breath enters your body. And noticing the exhale and the sensations that go along with it. Inviting mindfulness of the breath and the pauses between each breath. Become aware of breathing in and breathing out. And let your attention now move toward a goal or a dream that you have or have had. Whether it's a dream you have for today, for the rest of your life, whether it's a goal you have for the world or for your body or your mind or your heart. And as you let this dream or this goal be prevalent in your awareness, notice on purpose any negative sounds or voices in your mind that want to say, hey, maybe this is not a good time, or you really don't have what it takes, or you'll never really get there. So invite the loudest voice. See if you can hold that dream and the voice in the same space. Mindfulness is becoming aware of what is here, not suppressing it or repressing it, letting it show its head, letting it have its voice. And we're going to meet it. Letting your dream fade in the background. Let's ask this voice to come up with one thought, one statement that is really in your way of getting what you need or want. I should, or I shouldn't, I can't, or I couldn't, I won't, or I wouldn't. Or perhaps it's as simple as I will fail. So as you invite that one sentence, ask yourself the question, is it true? I know the voice can be loud. I know it has its place and wants to be noticed, but ask, is it true? Can I absolutely know that it's true? When I let this thought or this voice have center stage, how does it feel in my body? Ask yourself, how does this feel in my body? And where do I feel it? How do I behave when I let this voice take the reins? How do I treat myself? What happens to my dream? What choices do I make when I believe this thought? How do I walk into a room? How do I show up for my life? And how do I treat other people when I believe this thought about myself or the world? And now, imagine that you cannot have this thought, that you are no longer even able to have this thought. Imagine, how do you feel right now without this thought? How do you feel without the limits? What is your relationship to this dream, this goal? Sometimes, in the light of awareness, the thought comes back. Ask yourself, can I absolutely know it's true? Who would I be without this thought? Let's rest right here, right now, in this spaciousness and this freedom. Who would I be without those self-limiting beliefs? Who am I? We'll sit together like this for another couple of minutes, and I'll keep track of the time. Resting as you are, resting in confidence, in freedom, in openness. And now, Recall the self-limiting belief you worked with and see if you can come up with the opposite. If it was, I don't have what it takes, I do have what it takes. And can you adjust that to be an affirmation, stating it in the positive, in the present? I am worthy. I am confident. I have what it takes. Whatever it is that seems to resonate, I invite you to use that now. And though the limiting beliefs may meet that positive affirmation, let your attention rest on the positive as we sit together for another couple of minutes. I'll keep track of the time. And letting go of the affirmation now, resting in open awareness, letting thoughts, images come and go without clinging to anything. Resting in existence. I'll sound the chime now and invite you to keep your eyes closed as our meditation comes to a close. Resting in the stillness, becoming a little more aware of the sounds in the environment. Deepening your breath a little bit. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. When you feel like you'd like to open your eyes, feel free to do that at your own pace. I like to close the meditation with remembering that we are all waves in the same ocean, that the consciousness that lives through you as you is the same as it lives through me as me. Recognizing that community that we are, I bow to you and thank you for joining me today. So I'd love to hear how that practice went, which is based on the work of Byron Katie. It's called The Work. If you want to find out more, it's thework.org. And Katie does free programs around that. It works for many of us. It doesn't work for all of us. But what I noticed is no matter how much meditation I had done, and I had done a lot for years, there was this piece of me that believed that negative voice, and it would stop me from just about anything I wanted. And I couldn't meditate it away. I had to invite it in, and I had to welcome it into my world. And then I had to ask it in the light of day, is it really true? And the mind always wants to be right. So of course the mind's saying, yes, that's really true. And look at all this proof I have. And I would have to ask it again and again and again. So I invite you, if you like, I'm just going to stop the recording.